Hello Reformers and welcome back to Mountain Blade Warband. Now, when we left off, we took Uxkhal from the Sarranids, and now we have a little bit of a repercussion from that action. However, in the meantime, what I did was I went over to our garrison at Nara and I decided, hey, you know what? We're gonna just restructure our army in a pretty nice way, I think, because I think we've kind of been underestimating the Swadian sergeants a little bit. I think we may need to give them a little bit of a shot here, and hopefully we're going to be able to take some of the more difficult fiefs as a result of having some dedicated infantry. Now, of course, this does now mean that we are a little bit more diminished when it comes to field battles, which is what we're going to participate in now. As you can see, Sultan Hakim did try to take Uxkhal from us, and amusingly enough, Lord Akadan, as you can see here, did call for a campaign. And look at this! He's actually coming to ride to break the siege of Uxkhal, which is, in my opinion, amazing. Usually the AI is extremely dense, I suppose you could say, when it comes to defending things. But in this case, no, he's actually done a pretty good job. So we're going to go and help him, I guess. And yeah, so that makes it vastly superior numbers for us. And this is going to be pretty nice because we do get to, I suppose, test out our new composition a little. Not really, actually. Yeah, that's kind of pointless, isn't it? Because literally we just have so little in terms of the units that we have on the fields of battle here that there's really no point in me evaluating the performance of the Swadian sergeants or anything like that. So it seems like I'm just going to charge everyone in because, well, that's what everyone else is doing. So I suppose I should join them. Yes, it's like, you're going to jump off this cliff? I'm going to jump off it too. That's basically the kind of attitude that we're having right now, because there's not much more I can do, is there? I mean, literally. You know, am I just going to wait and let my allies charge in without me? No. No, we are going to help them as much as we can. Now, this is rather amusing. Sarranids do have some pretty light armor, and that was, I think, the main reason why we were having so many difficulties early on in taking fiefs and, you know, in general in sieges, because I mean, just look at how much damage Barney is able to do. Yes, I know, we're able to deal this much damage because they are skirmishers and things like that, but veteran footmen, I mean, I don't think veteran footmen should really take this much damage from someone that has, what is it now? Do I have 5 power draw? Power draw. Yeah, power strike. Do I have 5 power strike? I mean, I'm getting mixed up now because, of course, we are using a bow as well as throwing weapons. So power draw, power strike, power throw. Yeah, I still say it should be power flesh, to be honest, instead of iron flesh. I mean, yeah, well, anyway. The point is, with 5 power strike, can I really be expected to one-shot these veteran footmen? I don't know. It really depends. I mean, obviously, I might be hitting them on their heads at the moment, and obviously on their heads they have much less armor, but I don't think so somehow. I think they are literally that lightly armored, and that is indeed a massive problem for the Sarranids, which is hopefully going to help us out in the upcoming sieges, because of course we are going to be fighting against them very, very shortly. And that's the thing, I don't know which one I'm going to take, but I'd like to focus on the Sarranids a little bit more than the Rhodoks at the moment, because if we can eliminate the Sarranids, or at the very least make them hobble around on one town or something like that, then we will be in a much, much better position than if we were to, you know, focus our attention on the Rhodoks, for example, because they still have many, many things under their command, and yes, it's obviously not a very good idea to sort of split our focus, I guess. I mean, maybe it would be, who knows, but I think at the moment it's best to concentrate on the Sarranids. And obviously Sultan Hakim is being a bit annoying here, and I'm really surprised I'm actually still alive. I mean, well, maybe I shouldn't be that surprised, because I am wearing some pretty decent armor, but I'm kind of surprised just because we're running around in the water, and water slows horses down, so obviously that's gonna make me into more of a sitting duck than a, I don't know, predatory coyote, or whatever you want to call it. But anyway, we're gonna see what's actually going on here. How are we doing? Yeah, our allies are actually not doing that well, but I suppose it could just be because they don't really have the best, you know, the best units at the moment. I was really hopeful that I'd be able to shoot this guy. Yes, there we go. We shot him. We did 2 damage. Yes, 2 damage. I'm sure everyone is extremely proud of Barney's power draw now. Yes, how wonderful. Yes. It's very amusing, actually, because very recently, another character of mine, Scout from the Perisno series, actually did just gain a little bit more in power draw, and he is now able to do some pretty decent damage. But unfortunately, it seems like Barney has yet to catch up with him. Or maybe not. No, maybe not. He did 18. 18 is still pretty bad. But anyway, there you go. We killed 137 of them. Not bad. But 5 renown, yeah. We're not really doing this for the renown and morale rewards, are we? No, we're just doing this to get rid of Sultan Hakim in general. And, oh, this is maybe a little bit of a better battlefield for us, because as you can see, we mostly have, well, cavalry. You know, we mostly have Khergit units. Wait a minute. Lord Akadan is a Khergit, right? I believe he is. So obviously that's going to make a big difference if we are going to have one of those layouts again. You know that fields battle that we just had? The river being in the middle, that was really bad for Lord Akadan's forces, and that's probably the main reason why we suffered so many casualties. Who's that over there? Who is that going and charging into the opponent with a terrible horse? Lezolit, I need to get you a better horse. Yes. I don't even know what his riding skill is like, so it could just be that that's the only horse that he can use. Okay, now let's move a little bit ahead here. I have a higher presence in this particular field battle, or also I thought. I mean, these units look a lot more than they show on here. I mean, I have 21 units. It doesn't look like 21. It looks like a lot more than 21, but okay. That's absolutely fine. I'm going to do a little bit of damage here, hopefully. Maybe try and distract them a little bit. And, well, it's not going to work out too well if they charge in. I'm going to try and move my people a little bit back so that we can maybe draw them into a bit of an ambush. Because as you can see, all of the Khergits are waiting on the side here. I'm a bit worried about this, actually, because I don't particularly want to lose all of my... Oh, no, this is bad. Okay, I'm going to tell my infantry to charge in, and we're just going to kind of hope that maybe Lord Akadan and his friends decide to help us out. I mean, technically we are their king, so you would assume that they would do everything in their power to help us, right? Wrong, yes. They want to overthrow us, no doubt. Look at this. Are you serious? Come on, guys. Really? Really? Look at this. Are they... Wow, I'm gobsmacked, really. Absolutely. I have no idea what's going on with them. Well, I suppose it doesn't matter too much. I'm just going to tell everyone to charge in. Just going to make sure that everyone is on the same page, I guess. And if we happen to lose a bunch of Swadians, then yeah, that's absolutely fine. But do you see what he's doing right now? I can't believe it. I really can't believe it. I mean, I charged in with him, so I expect to have a bit of reciprocation then in that regard. I'm very surprised. Well, I suppose it doesn't matter too much, but still, I mean, I kind of wanted to level these guys up. I mean, I had a bunch of, you know, mid-tier Swadian infantry, and it would have been quite nice. I mean, look at them. They're just standing here. They're taunting us. They're literally just standing there. Come on now. Can you attack? Okay, well, apparently not. Apparently not. Okay, could you, yes, there we go. That's what we like to see. And can I kill this? Yes, there we go. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is, forevermore, I am no longer going to be charging in or helping these people in any way. Yes, I'll help them, but I'm not going to put my units into the fire, I suppose. Yes. This is interesting. Very interesting. I'm very surprised that they didn't charge in until now. I suppose they just didn't get targeted, did they? They didn't get targeted, so maybe their parameters, protocols, whatever, of the AI didn't get met. You know, their prerequisites for actually charging in. You know, for example, one of their units getting killed, because I think that actually automatically activates a charge order from the AI. So yeah, obviously there wasn't anything like that because they were all focusing our forces. That is a bit of a flaw in my opinion, because obviously the AI is just going to kind of stand there then. But I find it a bit weird because usually the AI will just charge in straight off, and if they had, this would have been a battle where we wouldn't have lost anyone, in my opinion, because we would have been able to get the drop on the opponent with no problems whatsoever. But, well, they just didn't want it to be flawless, apparently. They just wanted it to be a time when King Barney loses a bunch of his units. Which, if this game had more in-depth sort of diplomacy and, shall we say, assassinations and backstabs and power plays, then I'd say that they're trying to do that. I would certainly say that they're trying to do that. But as it is, I think it's just an AI hesitation, I suppose you could say. But there we go. We are done. We are done with that. We lost 7. Yes, I turned up just in time. But you still let all of my, well, most of my units die, which is not great. Ah, there we go. Oh, he actually took Lord Talbar prisoner. I was unaware of this. And we now have his relation to 100, Lord Talbar, so that's pretty nice, because as far as I'm aware, that means that it's no longer going to reduce, if I am correct in assuming that. I don't know, but we're going to find out, I suppose. We're just going to take a bunch of these. I'm not going to be using these. I'm going to just put them in the garrison. That's basically what I'm going to do with them. Now, is there anything else here? As you can see, their helms are really, really low in terms of the head armor that they have, so you can expect them to die very, very quickly from headshots and, you know, overhead strikes and things like that. And even their body armor is very, very low when you're wearing something like this. When you're wearing something like this, however, it's a completely different story. But yes, anyway, I'm not going to be taking anything from there, and we're probably going to go back to Nara and... Well, here's the thing. I actually took out all of my Swadian units. Literally every single Swadian unit, with the exception of the Swadian man-at-arms and the Swadian knights. So, yes, I had hoped to maybe do something with them, you know, with the infantry and things, but it seems like I have a bit of a setback now. There's Count Regus. I could potentially chase him, but I personally feel a little bit more drawn to going back to our garrison and doing things like that. I did go around and recruit a couple as well, and they leveled up with my trainer skill while I was sort of just waiting for someone to turn up at, you know, at Uxkhal to defend it. But it seems like they just wanted to diminish us for some reason, but well, never mind. What I'm going to do is I'll cut away. I'm going to deal with my garrison here. I might go around and try and recruit a couple more units if I can. And then maybe we'll try and, well, I'm not particularly confident about this anymore, but yes, then we'll try and maybe take one of the bigger towns down in the Saranids territory. But I think first I'm going to reclaim the marshalship. Okay, so I have traveled down to Amarad. I believe this might be the one kind of best to start with, mainly because it is, in my opinion, probably the most difficult. I don't know the layouts of these towns, but the main thing I'm looking at here is obviously the 80 Master Archers. Now, of course, if these Master Archers are in bad positions, then it's going to be really easy. But if they're really, really bad positions, you know, like bad for us, then obviously it's going to be much, much more difficult. Now, Uxkhal has come under siege. Oh, okay. Apparently it's not under siege any further, but it was under siege by Count Greenwood. And he has, I think, not a very big army anymore. He used to have a pretty big army, so I'm not entirely sure how many he has now. But hopefully Lord Akadan is still around there and he's still doing a pretty decent job. Anyway, this is what I have right now. I've been able to level them up into crossbowmen. I actually leveled up a couple more recruits into crossbowmen and things like that because I felt like we had enough infantry. So, we are now going to go into Amarad and hopefully try and take it. Now, of course, this is something that I'm a bit wary about because they just have so many Master Archers and they do outnumber us. Oh yeah, I probably should have called for a campaign, shouldn't I? Should I have done that? Yeah, I should have probably done that. Okay, I'm just going to head in here and see what's going on first. Okay. Is it that bad? I think it's pretty good for us. I think this is pretty good for us because there's only a limited amount of space on the battlements. So theoretically, we might be okay. We might be okay in taking this. I would be very, very happy if we would be able to take this. So let's just see whether we are, well, lucky, I suppose. Let's see whether we're lucky. We're doing some decent damage to these, but only because they have bad armor. So obviously that's a big, big plus. There we go. There's a nice headshot there. And hopefully you're not going to kill me. There we go. Yes. Maybe I can get a couple of headshots over here. Maybe I can shoot that guy from the side. Yes, there we go. A little bit of damage there. Jeremus has advanced in level. Yes, that's exactly what we want to see. He is our medic after all. Oh, and there's 36 damage. That is about the time for me to just stand here around here and make sure that I don't die. But as it stands, we're actually not even doing that bad, which is pretty impressive, if I do say so myself. Maybe I should just tell my infantry to charge in. I mean, I haven't really tested them out, so it would maybe make sense to do something like that. So I'm going to try and shoot this guy if I... Oh, never mind, he's dead. Okay, that's fantastic. That guy's dead too. Wow, okay. So apparently, going with a Swadian infantry / archery force is certainly a pretty effective way to win sieges by the looks of things. I don't know why I doubted them. I suppose it's just because I've been brainwashed. I've been brainwashed by the Swadian Knights. Because usually the Swadian Knights are basically the only thing you get the Swadians for, but apparently the other units, the second tier units, you know, they're pretty good too. That is really nice, and hilariously enough, this guy is not dying from 3 headshots. Alright. Okay, so how are we doing up here? Not bad? Question mark? I don't know. Actually, we might be doing quite badly. It depends. It really depends. Because if we can get my archers up here immediately, pretty fast, then we'll be able to support the infantry. And hopefully that's going to then make a pretty big difference to whether we're going to be able to survive this. But it really depends, because this is a pretty good layout for them, because our crossbowmen are not going to be able to fire off this sort of tight edge here. I think that's going to be a bit difficult for them. So that's obviously a bit of a problem. We are losing quite a few of our infantry now as well. Oh, hello, sorry. That was one of our own. I was just like, what's he doing here? Yeah, what is he doing here? Oh well. Well, I guess the best thing about this is that we are eliminating quite a lot of them. But the worst thing about it is that we're probably not going to be able to take this. Ow. Yes, getting hit by it. The Mamluks are very annoying for some reason. They're just very, very good at sort of dancing around and doing a lot of damage with their two-handed maces without really putting themselves in harm's way because of said dancing. So they're just dancing around all the time. Okay. Let's hold fire with our archers, and then we're gonna get them inside, and then we'll tell them to fire at will again once they are in, because at the moment they're kind of just being a little bit annoying to deal with. So come on, get in here. Yeah, yeah, as you can see, they're being a bit, they're being really bad, actually. They're being really bad. Okay, I think I might actually retreat. Someone fell over. Okay, so yeah, I'm gonna retreat here. Even though we have a pretty decent advantage at the moment, I personally feel like retreating, getting these 25 wounded, you know, troops back in the fight, and being able to shoot the next 108 is probably a good idea, because as we've seen, the battlements really limit the amounts of archers that are capable of being there, but if you go down into the courtyard, there's no limit to how many archers can shoot at you. So I suppose if we're thinking of this in a sort of strategic way, then it's probably a good idea not to get outnumbered and to just use the structure against them. And as you can see, Count Grainward got taken prisoner. Fantastic. It's been a long while since we've seen someone of the enemy get taken prisoner by one of our forces, so I'm very, very happy to see that. Alright, I think that should be good. Let's have a look. Okay, a couple more sharpshooters, a couple more sergeants, and Rolf and Jeremus have leveled up. So let's get a little bit more in strength. I'm just basically making them into, you know, pretty good fighters and things like that. But maybe I should start getting them some trainer skill or something, because that seems to, that might be a good plan, actually. Yeah, I'm going to get Jeremus some trainer skill here, because he's level 18. I think that should be able to get some lower tier units a little bit more experience. And then, of course, we have Lezelit here. He already has an amazing amount of trainer skill. So, yeah, I guess we'll just get him some more intelligence. Is there anything else I can get him, really? Not particularly. I mean, we could get him some tactics, I suppose, as a backup. Pathfinder as a backup. Not really anything else, to be honest. No, not really anything else. I guess surgery. Let's just go for like a backup surgeon then, or something like that. I guess we're just going to go for 3 points in that and get that over with, I guess. I mean, if Jeremus gets taken out, then we have Lezelit, I guess. I mean, that seems to be a good plan. Anyway, I think that will be it for this episode. I thank you very much for watching, and I will see you next time.